Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay, Yashpal. Please take seat. Good
Thank you, sir.
afternoon. Can you briefly introduce yourself?
Sir, I'm Yashpal Singh. I've done my BTech Mechanical from Delhi College of Engineering in Mechanical. I've done my schooling from DPS Archive. Currently, I'm a Dynix officer of 2023 batch through UPSC Civil Services 2022. And previously, I've worked as assistant manager in DMRC for 5 years.
5 years in DMRC.
Yes, sir. DM.
And DMRC is, let us say, talk about the financial composition. 50% is with whom?
50% is with the central government, MAUA, and then 50% is with the state government of NCT of Delhi.
Do you think such a model, 50% central and 50 government, is it a good proposition for object realization or
Sir, currently if we see DMRC's model and the amount of the work it has done and with the operational excellence, I think it has worked beautifully.
So it has worked beautifully. That shows the kind of synchronized work ethics,
Yes,
right?
Yes, sir.
But we don't find that many times. In district administration, do you think in Uttar Pradesh, you are coming from Kanpur,
Yes, sir.
do you think Kanpur district, any kind of coordination is required in administration? Is there any lack of coordination, or what kind of improvements you would like to, in your view, as a common man?
Sir, coordination, if we can see coordination between different departments, like for example, district administration with police administration, the coordination is quite good. And since the Kanpur has become a commissionerate, earlier there was a SP system, now it is a commissionerate. So the traffic issue has been solved quite a bit, and now metro has also come. So metro, the traffic congestion is also reducing. Thirdly, the sanitation is also improving, but there is still scope. And lastly, the health issues and the number of hospitals and the educational institution we can see, that is also improving, and it's a hub in the sense that HBTI, IIT Kanpur, they are also there. So the coordination I can see is good, but there is a scope for betterment.
How far do you think pupils' involvement in administration is required?
Sir, people's requirement is very essential because through them the feedback system works. The grievances will be done. They will project their grievances to the administration, and with that grievances, the administration will work and review its system and will improve upon it, the services.
UP model that if somebody destroys the public property and that property, the person should be penalized and fined and if possible to be compensated. Is it well implemented or it is only in talk?
Sir, I will have to read upon it, sir.
Yashpal,
Yes, sir.
there is one issue which is now is the issue of one nation, one election, right? Now, what is the status of this and what are your views on this? Is it a good thing? Is it something that should be done? Is it something that there are voices against it as well? So what's your opinion?
Sir, one nation, one election has both its own benefits and its harms also. Benefits in the sense that the expenditure because of repetitive elections will be reduced. The machinery like securities, CAPFs are involved in the security and the elections conducting. They will be more in the internal security scenario. They will be more involved. And lastly, then due to MCC, large number of schemes, services are hampered. The cons will be that because of the elections, the government's accountability is to the people. They connect to the people, they come closer to the people every time the elections are there. However, due to simultaneous elections in center and states, after the election will be done after 5 years, so the connections might be broken, and I think because of that, people might get dissatisfied with the services, and the government may also will not be more focused upon them. So that's one of the harms.
So net costs and benefit.
Yes.
What is your advocacy?
I think, sir, we should go for one nation, one election, and the current model in which the recent recommendations have been made, that let's say after 2.5 years a state government is dissolved, so the remainder should be only for 2.5 years only, so that the the hamper the so that the next elections do not get hampered, next simultaneous election do not get hampered. That is a good model. And the with the transparency, in the sense the number of ICT systems are there, so the people's grievances are being covered through Pragati app, the Umang app. So the grievances is also being taken care of. So the second harm of that accountability is being taken care of with the ICT systems, with the government is implementing the digitalization.
Let me turn to a completely different issue. Donald Trump is going to take over in the next 2 weeks. Now, you have heard his policy of America first,
Yes, sir.
right? Now, is this a policy that everyone should adopt? So that every country in the globe should say, well, America first, India first, China first. And if that is the case, what will happen to the global geopolitics?
Sir, every country first should focus and focuses on its own national interests. Every issue is being dealt, but the focus first remains on the national interest. After that, other angles come into view, and I think that should be a priority for India also.
So everyone should look after their own self-interest. Fair enough. But that means that should you look inwards?
No, sir.
Then
You should look outwards as per your situation, as per your resources, as per your needs. Let's say, for example, in the case of India, we are crude oil dependent country, so we have to diversify. So we have to diversify. So we are not looking inwards, we are looking outwards. We can look inwards in the sense we can diversify for internal production and diversify our import sources. So we are looking both inwards and outwards as well.
you've talked about reading self-help books.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is the latest book that you've read, and what is it that from that, what are the lessons that you are learning?
Sir, recently I have read Digital Minimalism and Deep Work by Carl Newport. It gives a perspective that we are living in a digital age, and how the digital devices have invaded our privacy, invaded our communication, invaded our whole lifestyle. Like, for example, what we see today, now we don't even eat breakfast or lunch without mobiles, without switching on any phones, without any TV series or shorts or reels. We are not able to even eat our food. So that's one way to look at it. So it says that practice digital minimalism, like it says, go for a walk, keep your mobile at home for at least 30 minutes. And we should do it for first every day, then we have to increase that time. Go for walks in the forest or parks, and try to reduce it. And the clutter which we have, for every single thing we have app on our phone. We should reduce that. We don't need that. Because earlier also we used to work. Work will not get hampered if we can remove unessential apps. That's one of the many things.
So have you done that in your mobile?
I'm trying to reduce my screen time, sir.
Yes, Yashpal. Tell us about metro, no? Delhi metro in particular and national metro. What is the revenue presently, Delhi metro?
Sir, Delhi Metro has currently 9 lines operational, and then 3 more approved lines are under construction. It is running in operational profit.
Profit.
Operational profit, not net profit, but operationally it is not dependent on any of the governments. All the operation and maintenance daily is being taken care of by the operation revenues which it earns. There are different revenue streams. Main revenue stream is operations, the metro operation. Then the other revenue streams are consultancy. then property business, then we used to lease out the spaces for the shops, the kiosks. Then the revenue in the sense per day, 12 crore revenue comes from the operations. And yearly 1500 to 2000 crore revenue comes from the operations. Total revenue with property business and consultancy business, it reaches to 3000 to 3500 crore. Major expenditure in the Delhi Metro is the maintenance and operation part, in the sense electricity, major component of the maintenance. Then the salaries, distribution, again 30% of the cost is done. And then we are also expanding our consultancy in the overseas. Like the DMRC had bid with the BAML venture in Israel for the metro. So these are the different areas in which metro is working.
Is it importing also some of like wagons and raw materials, or it is all self-sufficient, like we are about the metro, Delhi Metro actually?
Earlier, sir, in line 1, 2, which is red and yellow line, we didn't have the technology, in the sense we didn't have the technology for making our own the metro cars. However, so we imported from Hyundai Rotem, that is from Korean company. Then in the 5, 6 that violet and green line, Bombardier Transportation, we used to import from them. However, later BEML started assembling the metro cars, and they used to distribute to us.
What is the cost per kilometer of metro, cost of establishing a metro, suppose? Because I have seen countries that started metro much earlier, there also it is not expanding. Like in the US or Canada, it is very little basically. So India has, of course, because of very huge use of metro, it is very profitable venture. But it is so many states, I have seen even in Bihar now, Patna, there is metro line coming up, Bangalore, Bombay, Maharashtra, Chennai, Bangalore, everywhere. So that is a good idea. So you think that is, but then daily traffic congestion has not reduced in spite of metro.
Sir, first question, sir. The per kilometer cost of metro construction, there are different costs for underground and the at ground or at elevated. For underground, 1 kilometer cost is around 500 crore, because there are more number of appliances, electricity, fire, and then air conditioning, ventilation. And for upper ground or at ground level, it is 250 to 300 crore. So the underground is more costly. Then secondly, metro are usually not a profitable venture. Only 1 or 2 metros are running profitably that in the world, that is Hong Kong Metro, which I can recall is running profitably. Others are operationally profit but not net profit, like Delhi Metro. However, before constructing of metros, I think we should look for more number of options, like public transportation, in the sense buses. They should be used to the point of saturation before implementing metros. Like for example, in Kanpur, metros have been constructed. Metro has been constructed. One line is the extension of that line is under construction. However, the public is not using the metro because they have alternate modes of transportations like tempo, rickshaws, Vikram. That is more costly, that is more cheap, and people use that. So I think before constructing metros in any city, we need to have a good review, and detailed project report should be made with good estimation. For example, Chandigarh. In Chandigarh, metro was proposed. However, it was later dumped because Chandigarh doesn't need a metro currently. So in the case Delhi Metro, if we have 30 lakh passenger daily, but in such traffic is not in, like for example, Jaipur Metro, not profitable. It is not. It has also been not constructed, I think, properly, because the path on which Jaipur Metro is going, and it has a parallel highway.
No, what could government think to have a profit beyond operational profit? In Delhi, it is very much possible.
Yes.
Like Delhi, not different from Hong Kong, no? So how it can be improved, like metro stations, connectivity with the hinterland, something like that could be, whether Delhi Metro itself can introduce some of the like communication means for hinterland from metro stations. That is one possibility, and that will improve the metro use and metro profit also.
Sir, one example is coming up in my mind is like RRTS, which is being constructed between Delhi and Meerut. The one line is constructed.
Yeah.
There are there will be interchanges like Anand Vihar, New Ashok Nagar. There will be interchanges with the Delhi metro lines. So that will improve the connectivity and will help in reducing the congestion. And that is one point. Then we need intermodal integration. Like for example, Delhi metro station and the bus station can be synced. Like we can see from the Kashmiri Gate, there are metro station and the bus terminal is at the same point. So, and thirdly, apart from operation, we have to go for other revenue streams also. Operation cannot cover the whole expenses. So what Delhi Metro is doing, other metros can follow. Like there are vacant spaces, large number of vacant spaces on the stations which are vacant. They can use it for any purpose like birthday
Malls,
parties, malls,
Super Bazaar
super
and-
bazaar, kiosks. They can lease out their spaces. That will give them revenue. So that should be done.
So metro is thinking on that line.
Delhi Metro sir is already doing. Other lines, other metros should also be.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. All the best.
You've been following badminton and chess,
Yes sir.
Yashpal. So, what happened to Indian badminton in Olympics? Lakshya Sen, Sindhu, and the doubles pair of Chirag and Satvik. Everyone lost, couldn't get a medal.
Yes sir.
So, what is your analysis?
Actually, sir, I think although we didn't get medal, but the performance was very good. Like for example, Lakshya Sen. If we take example of Lakshya Sen, he played a very good match against Axelsen. He was leading in the first game. He was again leading in the second game. He was leading by 5-10 points. But I think either he got lax or the experience of Axelsen came into play, and with that experience, I think the mental toughness was an issue because he got lax and the Axelsen experience. He was leading with 5-10 points and he wasn't
You
able to
use the
convert.
exact word, mental toughness.
Mental toughness, yes.
One more thing is that he is less attacking. His defense is very strong, but he's not an attacking player.
Yes, sir. His defense is very strong. He's able to convert the defense.
Do you
into
think the weather is shifting? If yes, what are the reasons? Your geography is your optional. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. I'm not able to answer right now.
Is weather shifting somehow?
Sir, I'm not able
Delayed rains, delayed.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, due to climate change, we are seeing that there is a different changes in weather pattern. For example, sometimes there are delayed rains, sometimes there are intermittent rains, and then sometimes there are very rains in a very ceaseless manner, but very localized. And then the winter. I remember when I was in 10 to 12 years back, the winter used to come like October and November, but now the winter is coming in only January. So climate change has happening.
You've seen the shift of regime in Bangladesh, right? What are its ramifications for India's internal security?
Sir, India had good relations with the previous government, and with the change in the regime, large number of allegations have been done in the case of attacks on minority, and there are issues like Rohingya being migrated into India, Bangladeshi immigrants will come, the security issues, in the sense internal security problems may arise. So there are many issues which can happen. And also there are investments of India, like for example, investment of India along with Russia in the Rupur nuclear plant. That was one of the major investment. That is also going to be a problem.
But I'm talking about internal security issues. They've taken a very big major step immediately after the new government came in.
Sorry, sir, I'm not-
About our terrorists of Northeast, they took them out of jails.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware, sir.
Okay. Ravi.
Yashpal,
Yes, sir.
you say you play chess.
Yes, sir.
What is the Queen's Gambit?
Sir, Queen's Gambit is the one position in which the opponent has a chance to either accept the pawn or reject it. There can be declined position or accepted position. Declined position is very sharp. Accepted is accepted position is quite sharp. declined position is one in which you
Okay,
usually
tell
get
me,
draws.
often we understand chess as a achievement of the intellect. Yes, and people say that it has the role of intuition and intelligence both. So, what is the difference between intelligence and intuition?
Sir, intuition is when you have a when we have a feel, you have instinct. It is based on instinct that this move is good.
So, do the best players play by feel or strategy?
So they play by both. So because in the case Magnus Carlsen is a good classical player also, and is a good blitz player also.
Okay. Given the discussion about intelligence, intuition, etc., can machines now beat humans at chess?
They are beating sir. Matlab there's Topfish, the latest Topfish 16 has a ELO rating of more than 3700, and the highest rated player has only achieved till 2882.
And we were talking about intuition. So intuition is understood as a human characteristic.
Yes,
And
sir.
machines are not supposed to have it at least.
Yes, sir.
But then there is a fear. That if machines become very intelligent, then they will become something known as AGI, perhaps even ASI. What is AGI and ASI?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay. What is the concern with machines becoming as intelligent as humans? Why is that considered as an existential threat? It is a big word, existential threat.
Sir, there have been instances like which I can recall. One case, robots are replacing the humans in assembly lines. Jobs are going.
So, Yashpal, are you guessing at the moment?
No, no.
Or is that your definitive opinion?
No. I have worked in private sector for 2 months also. I was in Maruti. So there the jobs are not increasing but rather decreasing in the assembly line production. Then,
But would that be an existential threat for humans?
sir, at least it is one step towards the existential threat. Livelihood is very important for everyone. When jobs are going, to how will? Then there is one example where I can see, like in the field of chess only. There was in Moscow Chess Open, there was one 7-year-old player. He was playing with the robot. Suddenly, when he was about to move, the robot caught his hand and he broke his finger. Then he had to play with cast. So that is one again. He was playing with the robot.
We will talk about this later. But let me ask you something about your experience at Danex. You've been in Danex.
Yes, sir.
You now have a semi-government-ish job in the DMRC. Tell me why there is so much corruption in our country. You must have seen some of it.
Sir, firstly, I think the pay gap between the government and the private sector is very huge. And
Is it? What was your salary when you were? What's your salary now, if I may ask?
sir, my salary is in hand. I'm getting 73,000.
Okay. So you think that one issue with corruption is that there is a pay gap with it.
That is one of the motivation, I think. Not the because I have friends in in this private sector also.
So you mean to say that corruption is driven by need then?
One of the factors is one need.
Is need the real reason or greed, and which is higher, you think?
Greed is more higher, but we cannot say need is not also. Greed is more.
Okay, so if you suppose become an IAS officer, and you are at a position where there are a large number of people working under you, perhaps you become the head of the DMRC. What will you do to root out corruption?
Sir, first and foremost, the transparency and the digitalization is most important, is most efficient, I think. If we make the systems digitalized,
But that doesn't address the thing you just said about the need and the greed, the pay gap.
sir, but I'm talking in the sense of solutions to how to root out. The pay gap is not in my hands, right? It will depend on how the pay commissions are coming. Every year, the DA is increasing by, let's say, 2 and 4%. But the pay gap will be only be affected by pay commission.
Something to do with social media now. It's a social issue, and a country has recently banned social media for everybody below the age of 18. Which country did that?
China.
Okay. And do you think that should be done in India?
Sir, I think it should be a choice, but the parental control should be there because it has invaded, and the focus and attention span has decreased. The recent report I have read that attention span is less than 12 seconds now. So people are losing focus.
And is that, are there other psychological impacts that social media has which we should be worried about, particularly
Yes,
with
sir.
youngsters below the age of 18?
Yes, sir. Number of suicides have gone up because of that issues. Because social media is projecting what one is doing and what one is doing at the moment, but they don't know the background, how the person is living. But the people are being influenced by it. So that influence is affecting the people's decisions, and that people are going into depression and anxieties.
Okay, we often talk a lot about the side effects and the negativity associated with social media, but it is also a very powerful tool. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So, my last question, does social media help or hamper human relations?
Sir, it helps and hampers both. Helps in the sense we can see from the case of COVID.
Okay. You sit down, please. Your formal interview is over.
Thank you.
But you can ask questions. We can also brief you. Okay. First, let us brief you.
Yes, sir.
Or you want to ask
Sir,
questions?
you please brief.
Okay. First question. How do you think your interview went ahead?
Sir, there were 3-4 questions which I should have been more prepared. Like corruption was one question, and then
करप्शन में
Bangladesh.
एक बात और याद रखना, लोअर रैंक्स पे प्राइवेट सेक्टर का सैलरी गवर्नमेंट से हाफ है, हाफ भी नहीं, तो लोअर सेक्टर लोअर रैंक्स में भी तो है, तो आंसर तो बिल्कुल ही करेक्ट है.
वो तो मैं उसी टाइम से मतलब समझ गया था और मुंह से निकल गया था.
And existential question?
That should also be more
That
better
is wrong.
prepared.
It is absolutely wrong.
You got it wrong. And then you got the China question wrong too. It's Australia.
It's Australia, it's not China.
I read China
हाँ,
also.
वो बड़े कॉन्फिडेंटली बोल देते हो आप.
चाइना वाला मैंने पढ़ा था एक्चुअली. आई थिंक वहाँ पे पेरेंटल कंट्रोल्स स्ट्रिक्ट हुए हैं शायद.
नहीं कोई नहीं, वो अभी हुआ, कोई बात नहीं.
So these issues are important because sometimes you are bluffing. They will come to a conclusion that in spite of your good personality, you are very good, well informed. DMRC, you are very well thorough in many ways. Of course, thorough, you read annual report, website, update, absolutely. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Because DMRC would be centering your interview, most probably.
In the last interview also, the whole interview went in.
So last interview, what went wrong?
Sir, I was quite confident because all the questions were mostly on, I think 80% was questions were all on metro, Delhi Metro, Bangalore Metro, Jaipur Metro. But I got 170, I think, I don't know.
This time it may go in different direction also. You should know about budget, you should know about economics, I mean macroeconomics, why GDP, what is mix, why GDP is not maintaining the same growth rate after the regime. What happened? Why we are not able to fix it? What are the reasons? And the budget and the real man's problems in UP, the Ganga, all those issues. You know all the DAF related questions.
Yes, sir.
Anything can
Being from
come.
Kanpur, you may have lot of questions on UP.
Anyway, as far as your goal is concerned, your goal is to get into civil service at the maximum rank.
Yes.
Written is done, interview maximum.
Yes, sir.
How to get? One, you should not do any mistakes in, at least afterwards, once you realize, you should have the humility to say, sorry sir, I think I am not so right. You must have realized some of these questions.
I agree.
Sir asked you, existential, do you think it is existential? Then you should realize existential means human race is getting wiped out, taking over. Artificial intelligence taking over. You cannot be mistaken there.
Yes.
There. That kind of things slightly take care.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yashpal, you are very good, but two advice. One, please wait for the question. Answer what you've been asked. Don't volunteer information. For example, a simple question was asked, what is the revenue of Delhi Metro? Say the revenue of Delhi Metro is this.
Okay.
Don't get into, because, well, Metro you know, but you do this all round, you could be getting yourself into deep problems because you are inviting questions by speaking too much.
Okay.
So just concentrate on what you've been asked and do that. Second, there is absolutely nothing wrong. For example, if you were not sure of the social media, you could have said that, sorry, I am not able to really recall which country it is. You have plenty of time to work on your.
Actually, I had to come for mocks because tomorrow we are leaving for Andaman attachment for 3 months. So I won't be able to give any offline mocks. So
All the
ज़्यादा का
best.
जरूरत
No,
नहीं है
but this
ज़्यादा से
talk is
कंफ्यूज होते
going
हैं
to be useful for
Yes,
you
sir.
for the reason that where you faltered in your last interview got 170.
170, yeah.
I can tell you the reason, no, because that is your overconfidence, and plus, like because of that, you are also getting casual sometime. Like you are not locating where you are doing the error. So that is to be avoided. You are still looking for the top job.
Yes,
So
sir.
therefore, you should be going with full humility, and also you should know the depth. And it is very correct. Whatever is asked, that you should answer first.
Yes,
then
sir.
you go for other information, because it is a fact. Having been in metro for 5 years, you are knowing inside out. But then we are not seeking that information because that is available everywhere. We are seeking your application to that and how you are going to apply that. So that is the advice.
Yes.
Thank you, all the best.
मेरा जो मेरी सोच है, मैं दोनों की एडवाइस से फुल्ली एग्री कर रहा हूँ। नंबर वन, दोनों ने 3 पॉइंट आपको बताएं तो तीनों को नोट कर लो। दूसरा, मेरा अपना एनालिसिस है कि आपकी थोड़ी सी गलतियाँ दूर हो जाए तो आप 190 प्लस ला सकते हैं। पर एक बड़ी बात है, उसको समझिए। वो बड़ी बात ये है कि आप ऑलरेडी डायनिक्स में हो,
Yes.
तो जो बोर्ड है ना वो देखेगा कि यार मिल गया ना, एक नौकरी में तो है, किसी और को देते हैं। मतलब अनलेस दे फाइंड यू एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी, वो 170 से ऊपर नहीं लेके जाएंगे। तभी लेके जाएंगे उनको लगता है कि बच्चा IAS IPS
It cuts both ways, no?
Yes,
for
sir.
you.
उस सर्विस में
You
होने
have
का ये
to
भी होता
excel.
है। बोर्ड लुक्स एट दिस कि भाई इसको उधर लेके जाना भी नहीं, तो ऑलरेडी एक जॉब मिल गया, नया बच्चा आएगा।
So, finally, what you have to do is do a SWOT analysis, find out your weakness from our
ये
all
तीनों
our
पॉइंट बहुत
feedback,
अच्छा है, बेस्ट।
and see your options. What you opted out need not be an area of not having questions also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
See the service, mainly you are targeting IAS, IPS and all. So be thorough on those areas.
Okay.
One
Okay.
small bit of advice I have for Yashpal.
Yes, sir.
Yashpal, so when sir asked you about geography, he was asking about climate change, yes?
Yes.
This is it is as basic as it can get.
Yes.
What you responded was yes, there is climate change, and then you gave some anecdotes. He was expecting a more technical answer, I think.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That depth was lacking.
Geography is your subject.
And then I noticed in 3 other places, during your answers, you give anecdotes, which is okay, good, shows that you have experience. But sometimes the panel is looking for depth of analysis. We understand that you have the experience. You are not really asking, otherwise you would ask in your experience what is XYZ.
Oh.
That's one. Number 2, I think you should qualify your statements as to the best of my knowledge, as far as I know. And I think sometimes in your opinions, particularly because I just initially and basically asked you opinion-based questions. I took you from chess to intuition to intelligence to AI, etc., and what you didn't know, you didn't know. But your opinions do sound a little bit one-sided sometimes. And too strong-willed to be open-minded.
Okay.
That is reflected in the personality. It appears that this person is not so open-minded.
I think this was the main issue. They once asked me one question ki last time ki is DMRC profitable? So I said it is
What is profitable? DMRC.
It is operationally profit, but it is not in net profit because of the depreciation and the loans. So they asked me ki do you think it will be profitable? So I said I don't think it will be profitable in a foreseeable future. I think यही मेरा question गलत हो
हाँ,
गया.
ऐसा नहीं बोलना था. That is a
I've given so many clues to make it profitable and why it can't be.
you
कैन
should-
भी ऐसे करके बोलो।
हाँ, ये मेरा
you
question
you
वही है.
yourself told Hong Kong is profitable.
That time sir वो click नहीं हुआ sir.
हाँ, best practices apply
You
करेगा.
do the study of Hong Kong Metro. What are the profit factors?
Anyway.
और corruption पे भी अगर आ गया, because it is possible that they will ask, might be because you have experience.
Yes.
You can't say pay gap is the issue.
हाँ, वो हाँ. पे गैप इशू था ही नहीं उसका.
It is an ethical moral issue. That is your answer.
That is very wrong answer.
Very wrong.
Very wrong, very wrong.
बिल्कुल गलत है.
That is actually wishing away. So essentially, you are saying that corruption does not exist. It's a need based.
And it
That's what you
almost,
will take. So that would be.
मतलब morally कोई problem नहीं है.
see,
नहीं. हाँ,
तो वो गलत है.
हाँ, वो तो बिल्कुल ही गलत था आंसर.
always think that why should they take you as an IAS officer? Work on that.
Right.
Those qualities should come from your conversation. Integrity, the commitment, the kind of awareness. Geopolitics will be very serious issue on you. This kind of time, maybe geopolitics or budget could take you in a difficult terrain.
Budget is very important. You should be thoroughly prepared on budget.
Okay, all the best.